Hi, my awakened Aquarians. Welcome to my channel, the Zodiac Love Tarot. I'm Jennifer Winters, the author of the ZodiacLoveCode.com series and also Venus Unleashed. And today I just want to tell you that I'm so happy that you came to get your November 2019 reading. If you don't know much about me or how this works, I'll quickly tell you I am a sextilenium Libra, meaning that when I was born, there were a whole bunch of planets in my sun sign of Libra. So basically, I was born to bring love to the world and also born to bring compassion to the world. And so that's what I try to do. I also have a lot of energy out in my 12th house, meaning that makes me very empathic. So I feel a lot of energy coming from the universe. I feel it coming from the collective consciousness. And sometimes, that energy can get very heavy. So what I like to do in order to sort of lighten the load for myself is, talk to people about astrology, talk to people about tarot, and be able to transform that energy, whether it's, especially if it's like on the negative side, into positive energy, give it back, help people solve their problems. So basically, I just marry my astrology information, which I started learning when I was about 12 years old, with the tarot so that I can get a story, because the tarots always tell me a story. And they help me to basically bring a message to you, and then we can open up problems and things like that. So the only thing that I need from you is for you to send me your energy, because that's how I figure out what I need to talk to you about today. And whether you're hearing this message now for the first time, it could be just when you need it, because I firmly believe in the universe and that basically the messages that are meant for you happen at the right time. So also, though, if this doesn't resonate with you, then there will be other messages that were definitely made for you. But I really feel like you get some use out of every message that I get from people, because we all go through a lot of similar things. So what I want you to do is just send your feelings, and whether it's your hopes or your doubts or your fears, or like if you're feeling depressed. And what I do is I feel the strongest energy, like whoever is in the room sort of screaming the loudest at me is who I tend to help the most. And okay, I'm already starting to get some messages or some energy. It's coming. And okay, so what I'm feeling right now is like a heavy sense of like detachment. I'm feeling that, okay, it's more than just being lonely. It's like it's like you are alone, but you're okay with being alone. But what you're not okay with is why you're alone. Like you feel some sort of detachment. Like maybe you've tried a relationship recently and it didn't work out for you. And it could also be a friend. I'm just feeling like maybe you feel sort of like the lone wolf or like a loner, and it could be like you feel detached from a lover or detached from your friends. And it's getting worse recently than it has been in the past. And you're wondering if it's you, you're wondering if you're bringing this on yourself. And that's not a good feeling. I mean, there's been times in my life when I know that, my friends haven't called in a long time, and I just start to feel like I've lost everyone, like I've lost the connections between people, and that I get afraid. So I can totally relate to that feeling, and I'm so sorry, Aquarius. I hope that, once we start getting into the cards, we can find out a little bit about that story. And just while we're talking about this, about the cards, what I try to do is a love reading and a healing reading, and then I also talk about like career if I need to. It just really depends on what I'm hearing from you. And right now what I'm hearing is that you feel sort of left out or detached in a way, like you don't have a good, like, close network of people. And but I'm sure that you do. Like we'll find out from, more from the cards, but like I know a lot of times people can feel that way, just sort of left out. And and it's and that's the time really when you need to reach out to people, because you can't always expect people to, knock on your door. And with the way things are today, you know, we used to have more people stop by our houses or stop by and bring, things to us, and just have, pop-ins and people coming by. But now it's all like by text, and it's a lot of stuff is virtual now. So I totally get how you're feeling. And I also feel sort of from you, Aquarius, that you even have ideas how to connect with people. You have a lot of forward, thinking ideas of like better ways. And maybe you're even tired of Facebook. I feel like that's something that you've been worried about, or you're tired of, Instagram. Like something's just not, you just don't, you feel very detached. Okay. And then also, what I'm feeling is, I don't know if it's, I'm trying to think, because there's a healing feeling. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on with you, and I'm not really getting a whole lot of, um, physical feelings, except like weirdly, I'm almost like feeling something in my feet, and I don't know, what that means. I don't know if it's basically like maybe you've been walking a lot. I'm not sure, or your legs or something are not doing well, but I mean, I'm not really feeling like a lot of spiritual healing with that. So I may just not, I don't know. It's weird because now I feel like it's like some kind of walking away thing. Like you, okay, so like maybe in a relationship you walked away. So, that's so weird. Like I've never connected like feet and like, walking away from somebody until just now. That's so bizarre. Like Aquarius, I don't know. But maybe that's like if you're walking away from a relationship, maybe that's like a commitment thing. And, we can definitely work on some healing about feeling, whether you're committed or not, or why you just keep walking away. So we can talk about that too. And what else am I getting? I get somebody's talking right now, or some energy right now about like maybe a risk they're trying to take, and it's kind of off in left field. Somebody needs an answer about like should they take a risk or not. That could be, it feels like money. It feels like maybe a new endeavor, or maybe a new project or a new idea or something, and they're like, should I do this or not? And oh, and it also feels like you just really want to get away from whatever your job is. I feel like that too. So it was like okay, so I don't know if those are coming from the same person, but it could be a commitment thing, like you can't commit to, it's definitely not the same person. So somebody has commitment issues, and then somebody else is like wondering if they want to take a risk. And then I also have someone who's detached. I have a lot of people right now, because I feel that really heavily is this whole detachment thing about about feeling alone. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the cards, and we're going to talk about the detachment. And we're going to say that when we do the reading, we're going to talk about not just friendships, but also love, because I think it's going to go hand in hand. Like, are you going to remain in this detached mode, or are you going to always feel like sort of like this, loner who can't relate on a way to people, and you're just tired of like the social media outlet, and you just really want some real connection. So let's see if we can find out like what happened to you that made this detachment go on. And then secondly, let's find out from the cards, let's see, the detachment, like why did that happen? Then we're going to look at where you are now, like what is it that's causing it? So what happened in the past to cause the detachment? Where are you now? And then what can you do in the future that's going to get you closer to people or closer to a relationship? All right, so let's go down to the cards. All right, let's go up here. Let's go down. Okay, so let's get down to the cards. Let's see. Let me put this stuff away. And I had my setup a little bit different, and I had some people over for Thanksgiving, so everything's a little bit off kilter. But I think you can see the cards like pretty good with this setup. And I have some candles here, and let's see, let's get us some nice energy going with the rocks. And let's see, we have some candles going so that we can have, you know, some nice energy there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is shuffle the cards, Aquarius, and we're going to start looking at this detachment issue. I really want to find out what's going on with it. What is going on with Aquarius? I want to find out what the detachment issue is. Okay, and also if you don't know, I use an astrology deck, and this astrology deck is a little bit different. It has a lot of Greek mythology constellations on it, and it also has the astrology symbols, so we can get an idea of like messages that are coming from the different planets, the different signs. Okay, so the first card is what happened in the past that makes you feel detached. This is a card saying what's happening now in your life, and you know, what kind of things are you going through right now that are still keeping you detached. And then this is going to be an outcome card about how this detachment is going to change. Like, are you going to feel closer to someone? And this could be, you know, a friends or a lover. Okay, so you and I are sitting across from each other, so some of these cards may be in reverse for you. So I just want to make sure that you know which ones, and I'll tell you as we go. All right, so this is what happened in the past that's making you feel really detached. Now, this could go back, you know, far, like in a childhood, or it could be some like, you know, distant situation, but you know, something that's still just lingering with you and staying with you to give you this, you know, feeling of detachment. Okay, so this card is also upside down for you, and it's the Five of Pentacles. Okay, now can you see how cloudy this card looks and how there's no form to it? There's no like message that pops right out at you, because this card basically is you know, a card. It has some Mercury energy and some Taurus energy, and it's also the Five of like Pentacles, and you can see that there's just like a lot of confusion in this card. Okay, so it's very it doesn't have a lot of form, and the message that this is telling me for you is that things have been very elusive for you for, you know, back even, I think friendships have been elusive, maybe love has been elusive, maybe even, you know, something in your family has eluded you, like almost like you just don't seem like you fit in a bunch of different situations, and that you have sort of this disconnected energy going on. That's why you feel so, you know, detached. And I don't know if there was like someone in your life who was a Taurus, who, you know, Tauruses can be very dominant individuals, and that could have also given you this feeling of like detachment, like somehow you didn't belong somewhere. And then also with this Mercury energy, it could have been that, you know, your self-talk may not be as good as it could be. So maybe you're feeling this way because of something that happened in the past, and then now like your self-talk is not helping you out. Like you just wonder all the time, like, well, maybe not all the time, but why is it that this friend said this to me, or this relationship went this way, or how come I can never get anyone to really truly understand me? And so there's all this cloudiness and all this disconnection here. And I feel like it started, like I'm getting an energy telling me that it started at a young age where you felt this way, and it just kind of lingers with you. It just kind of this ominous, like, lingering cloud, and you just want it to break up. You want it to make sense. You want something to happen. So let's see what's going on with you now. See, this card's upside down for you too. And I mean, it's really about the question that we asked. With it being upside down, it could be the same as like the right side up in this situation, because it's just an elusive situation where you just don't know why you're not connecting. And, it's not the opposite of that. And a lot of times when a card's upside down, we think the opposite. But in this situation, like, I don't feel that this is opposite. I feel like you just have this disconnect. So let's go to this next one. This is what's going on right now that has like prevented you from getting past this ominous situation where you just don't know, like this elusive situation of detachment, and we just want to find out why you're still stuck here. So let's turn this card over. Okay, so here we have upside down too is the Canis Major, and it's also the Eight of Swords, okay? And there's also some Gemini energy here, and there's also some Venus energy. So what this is telling me here, this is another elusive card. Basically, the Canis Major was obviously a canine, and he was trying to catch this fox that was another sort of magical creature that could never be caught. And because this is supposed to be the dog who could hunt anything, and then the fox that he was chasing was the fox that could outrun anything. So they just had this ongoing circle and loop going round and round and round of like, this hunt and this chase, never really connecting. And so, they were both cast into these constellations in the sky, in the stars. And they said, it was Zeus, I believe. He said, you know what, I don't know what to do with these two creatures. And I'll just, since they can't be, on Earth doing this to each other over and over and over again, I'm going to put them in peace, and I'm going to put them into like this constellation so that they can stop this chase. So this card too was upside down for you. And in this situation, I feel like, the chase is not over. You just keep chasing something. Maybe it's an ideal, maybe it's just something that maybe just expectations that you're chasing, and maybe with your friends you expect a lot, and maybe with a lover you expect a lot, but those expectations and those ideals of people they're just not attainable. So and then you have also here this Venus energy, that in this unconditional love energy from the Gemini. So that tells me that, in order for you to get past what you're going through, you need to have some unconditional love for people. You can't really stop, chasing your own tail too, in a way, by having these unrealistic standards. And that's not to say that you're supposed to give up your morals, or you're supposed to, break down and not have, your sense of direction the same as it's always been. Because I know for Aquarius, it's very difficult for you not to follow your own path, or or step to the beat of your own drum, and when someone comes along, you want to keep continuing on the path that you're on, and you want other people to jump on that path with you in the same way that you're doing it, because you're clever, you're smart, your ideas are good. So you want this other person to sort of march to the beat of your drum. But with Venus and Gemini here, it's telling me that you need to be more unconditional. You need to have unconditional love for a person. And even it could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could be your family, just anybody, because if you want more people and you want to stay more, attached in your life, then you want to give of yourself these things. You don't have to compromise who you are to do that. You just have to let people in, and you have to accept them for who they are, and then also stand your ground and continue the hunt for yourself to do the things that you need to do, but just let them in unconditionally at some point so that you feel really close, and reach out to people. You need to reach out. And then you have all these swords here, and these swords are just, they're there to help you communicate. They're there for you to have clarity in your life, to clarify situations. They're there to help you discern what's right and wrong for you. And so they're always, collectively there for you. These things are you have a lot of gifts here that you can use to your, disposal. So, I want this card really to be upright for you, so that you have this contentment that, the chase is over. You don't have to keep chasing this perfect ideal of people, and there's some unconditional love here, and then there's also these swords. So you want that card to go ahead and be upright for you, okay? All right, so let's see. Now this is going to be, the future, and it's going to say, like, is this situation going to change sooner rather than later? Maybe you have more friends. Maybe you conquer your fears and conquer this elusiveness. And it could be love, it could be family, it could be friends, whatever. You just want to make sure you're out of this, chase and this elusiveness. Okay. All right. So next card is this one. Let's turn it over and find out. Oh, okay. This is also. This is the King of Swords, and it's cardinal air. And this is also upside down for you. And with the cardinal air, you see you have another sword. He's a king, and he's very, very powerful. And he's, able to clarify things and cut through anything that doesn't serve him. He's able to manifest a lot of things, with his sword, and he has wonderful communication. He has Libra communication, meaning that, he's fair, he's just, and all these good things, and he's able to balance things. He's able to balance whatever he needs and make the right decisions and see both sides of the coin. And he's, with the King of Swords, he's able to do all of these things. This card was upside down for you. So what that's telling me is that until you're able to use these gifts, until you're able to use the swords, from this card, and to love people more unconditionally, and use the Libra power here, to meet people halfway, to be open-minded with them, and to balance the scales out for yourself, and to also use, this sword to communicate with people and to be fair and just with people. Not saying that you aren't already, it's just that it needs to be, these traits need to be pulled to the forefront a little bit more, so that you have, all of these gifts to use to bring to the table in friendships, to bring to the table and to a lover, or even if this is a family matter that you're talking about. So, being a Libra myself, I know that what we do when we want to make friends is we reach out. We reach out to people no matter whether we think that, they deserve it or not. Sometimes I have friends who don't call me back, and I think, well, well, pooey on them. But at the same time, like, if once I do call them and I say, hey, you want to get together, and I bring some friends together, then they're always very appreciative that someone reached out to them. And then when I'm with my friends, I try to be very fair. I try to listen to both sides of the story. And, being a good listener is also a good thing. So Aquarius, I really like this reading for you. I think it's amazing. I think that it could just really help you feel more attached to people if you're using these traits, to go ahead and I would say reach out. If it's a person that you're looking into as a love interest, talk to them. You need to talk to them, and then if they have quirky things about them or whatever, try and understand them a little bit more. And then with family, try to understand them a little bit more. And you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be detached. And you can still, be your confident self, okay? So now what I was saying before is I wanted to get to that commitment issue, because somebody was walking away. They've walked away from relationships, and I want to find out why. I want to find out why they're walking away, and then I want to find out what they can do to feel more comfortable in a committed relationship, and this person who walked away, I feel like they might have thought they made a mistake. And I want to find out, why they walked away, and then I want to find out how they could, get over the fear of commitment. So let's go back down to the cards. Okay, so this card is going to be why you walked away, and this one's going to be, how do you get over the fear of commitments? So these are very loaded. When I pick two like this, we have to find the story. So Aquarius, why did you walk away? Oh, okay. So you have Andromeda, and she's upside down for you, and it's the Nine of Cups. And this card, when it's upright, means that it's a release from bondage. Okay? So basically what this is telling me, Aquarius, is that you felt, because this is upside down, you felt like you were basically being tied down by this person in some way. Maybe they were suffocating you. Maybe they were just too much too fast. Maybe they, wanted more of a commitment than you could basically handle right now. Okay, they wanted more and you weren't able to. You needed time to reflect, because there's this Pisces energy here. And then there's, also this Pluto energy. So maybe, there's something in your past that you need to get over first. It could be a relationship, or maybe you went through something like a divorce. I mean, I don't know what the history is, because I can only feel energy. But I can see that there's this reflection energy. I can feel that there's this Pluto energy. It could have been, that maybe you guys got intimate too fast, and it wasn't, everything just happened too fast, and maybe you felt tied down, okay? So then this card here is going to tell me, like, what can you do to get over your fear of commitment? All right, so this card right here was basically, again, it was upside down for you, yeah. And it's a spring card, okay? And this is the Princess of Pentacles. And because this was upside down, what it's telling me is that your fear of commitment was because of your freedom. And this person is a very free person. She's, the princess of spring, and you can imagine in spring, everyone feels free. Everyone feels like starting over. Everyone feels fresh. Everything is just, it at its like peak beauty. And you can see here that, she's sowing her seeds. It could be sowing seeds of love, sowing seeds of like starting something new. Like it could be sowing seeds for money, just anything that you want to cultivate eventually. She's sowing the seeds and she's prancing around. She's free. So what this is telling me, that your commitment issues are from basically not feeling free. And that's exactly what a relationship is, though, is sharing a life with another person. But that doesn't mean that you're not free. I mean, that doesn't mean that just because you have to share your life with someone that you can't be free. You have no idea what kind of relationship you're going to get in. It could be a relationship where the person's not jealous and you can still have female friends or male friends or whatever it is. You don't have to feel so, you know, you can feel like this card, upright. You can feel free and energetic and full of life in a relationship. So don't always think that this is going to be upside down for you just because you're in a relationship. Like, you know, there are some relationships that where people try to hold you down and they try, you know, to basically tell you who you can talk to, tell you who your friends are going to be, tell you, you know, when you can come, when you can go, what time you have to be like back or whatever. But those are not the kind of relationships you want to be in. You know, you don't want that. So, you know, it's even in a sometimes in a job, being an Aquarian and have somebody that's, you know, trying to get you to commit your whole entire life to one company or something. It could be that as well, not just, you know, a lover, but just somebody who you feel like is going to take all your energy and try to make you do things that you don't want to do. But you can pick relationships. Is showing that unconditional love to somebody is going to get you the kind of love you want back. I mean, that's why I do stuff like this, is because I give love, I get love. And I'm not going to have anybody, you know, tell me what to do all the time. But when I show somebody unconditional love, I don't tend to attract those people to myself. So if you are doing that, you're not going to attract the type of person that's going to hold you down and make you feel like you're not free, okay? So that was interesting. I like that. I really like that. So what else did we say that we were going to talk about? I felt like there was that commitment issue. There was the detached issue. I feel like somebody else was sending me something, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I think I know. It was about the risk, right? Because now I'm feeling it. Someone's still like out there going, okay, I just want to take a risk at my with something. Like, I don't know if you're ready to leave work or something like that. So, that's a hard one because those are like yes or no answers. So let's just look at the card, and because a lot of times the cards will just help me out and tell me what I need to know. So let's go back down and let's find out. I'm going to just pull, let me see, one card. And basically, if it's like a positive card, I'm going to say that yes, it's a good risk to take. If it's a negative card, then I'm going to say, I mean, that cards can be both positive and negative, but it just depends on, like, you know, this, we're talking about risk taking here. So we're going to see what it looks like, the card, because, you know, there's always, it depends on if the card's upside down or not, whether it's positive or sort of negative. But, and, you know, there's always room for like different interpretations here, but I'm going to just basically go on positive and negative, okay? So I'm going to fan these ones out because I feel like this is one of those kind of things where I need to feel this answer for this person. So I need you to send me that energy one more time. Okay. Okay, you want to take a risk. You want to take a risk. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting it here. Oh my gosh. You, this one, you absolutely, whatever that thing, whatever risk you, yes. This is enough. You have strength right here. And with strength comes power, comes passion. You're bringing the fire. You have the ability to tame whatever you need to tame. You have all the answers. This is a wonderful Leo card. Whatever endeavor that you're going after, you have the strength and you have the power to do it. That's just hands down, like, whew, yes. Like, see what I'm talking about? Like, it just, any other card, it just happens that way. Like these things are amazing to me. Like how you just pull, like suddenly, like you want to take a risk and bam, you have the strength to do it. Like it's just that card will follow you. It'll tell, say that you have pride in yourself. Say that you have pride in what you're doing, passion in what you're doing, bringing the fire. Just make sure that if you're taking this risk, that you have people that can help you. Just make sure you're reaching out. Don't try to do everything yourself. Make sure that you got people behind you and show them how strong you are and show them how much energy you want to put into this thing, okay? Because I think you can really do it. And whatever it is, I'm just if you want to please leave a comment below, let me know what that card was about. That I would really love that. And also, this channel is new, and I've been doing this for a very long time with the Zodiac Love Code, but I do it through email with people. I give them, readings, and the Zodiac Love Code, what that is basically, it's for women, but you can use it if you're a man. But it goes through and says like how you can attract any sign, basically, get over any kind of like humps and things like that in a relationship. Like if you're after a certain sign, you want to know exactly how to click with them and fall in love with them and have a long-term relationship with them. And so that's what that's about. And I've had a lot of people, write to me and talk to me about the Zodiac Love Code, because if you get on the continuity program, I'm always available for that. And so, I'm used to doing that and talking to people. I've been doing this for a really long time, but these, kind of cards that I'm pulling, I can't really feel anything but energy, so I don't know the story. And so unless you write to me, that's what I'm getting at. I'm kind of going around in a circle with that. But please write to me or leave me a comment so that I know exactly like what was going on. You don't have to get too personal, because I know this is the internet or whatever, but at least say, oh, I was, the idea that I wanted to do was this or that, or, leave me a comment or leave me a like or subscribe or something, so that A, I can keep the channel going. B, I feel more connected with you. And, I want to know that you know that I love you and that I'm thinking about you. So it's just this back and forth. Like, I just want to hear it from you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Aquarius. I'm so glad. I hope that you don't feel detached, because I'm definitely right here and I care about you. So anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate it, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and please join me next month in December for your next reading. Okay, thanks. Bye.